That story of Spencer and his wife Whitney's struggle with infertility is one echoed by thousands of Idaho families. Families eventually completed by adoption. In celebration of Idaho Adoption Day, Mike Sharp joins us live in studio with the Blake story.
Like many couples who try so hard to get pregnant, Spencer and Whitney Blake had to come to terms with their fertility issues. Now, years later, they say it was adoption that made their family whole.
It's always the trying and the hoping and the wanting, and then every month the disappointment.
Spencer Blake and his wife Whitney were married 3 years before they finally had to come to terms with a difficult fact. They couldn't conceive. And it was then their road to adoption began.
We prayed together, we talked together, and after all that, we both felt that assurance that, yeah, this is how we're going to grow our family.
The road from there was not easy. Being added to the adoption list and then discovering the first birth mother they were paired with didn't work out. Then, minutes before their profile was removed from the adoption website, they found the woman who was carrying their son, and things just began to fit together. And after 9 months, Spencer and Whitney sat at the hospital together and met their son Mason for the first time.
And Whitney was the first one to get to hold him other than his birth mother. We got to hold him, and it was just, oh, there were tears all over the place in that hospital room.
I just kept touching him and thinking, like, he's here, I can't believe he's here. And it almost took a while for it to kind of sink in, because it was just something that had always been out of reach.
No longer out of reach, the Blakes say they believe Mason was meant to be with them all along.
He's not just your adopted son, he's your son. He's my son, and that's how it is.
I don't think of him as my son with a qualifier. He's my son. I just love him.
Mommy?
That's right.
Mason is now 19 months old, and the Blakes say they credit adoption with bringing their family together, and they credit the bumpy road to where they are now with making them appreciate what they have.
The trials made it that much sweeter.
The Blakes say they know adoption isn't for everyone, but they hope their story can help influence couples in their situation to consider it. Maybe add happy endings to more stories. Live in studio, I'm Mike Sharp, Today 6 on your side.